folks. My name is Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. The purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if there's probable cause for those charges. Probable cause simply means that it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, and more likely than not that you're the person that committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this morning, I presume that you're innocent of these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings, unless and until the state attorney's office is able to prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release this morning, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit or the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be. If you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this morning. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you haven't had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney here. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. I now need everyone there at the jail to please raise their right hands and be sworn. You all solemnly swear affirm, tell truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Outstanding. When I call your name, please step forward to the podium. Jennifer Acuna. Morning, Jennifer. What's your date of birth?
4275.
Jennifer, you're here on a writ of bodily attachment out of Pasco County. That means that a child support hearing officer and a judge down there determined that you owe some child support. They set your cash purge at $780. So if you could come up with $780, you could get out of jail here and then go see the child support enforcement folks in Pasco County and get this figured out. If you don't have that money, I will give Pasco 5 days to come and get you so you can see a judge down there who might reduce that purge amount. I can tell you it doesn't take 5 days with Pasco. They'll get you down there right away. But if for some strange reason you're still here in 5 days, they'll bring you back to see me. We'll find out what the holdup is, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Who are you here for?
Did you?
Okay. Okay. Juan Cabal.
May it please the court, Your Honor.
Mr. Eagleside, how are you doing today?
Very good, sir.
Okay. Mr. Colon, what's your date of birth?
May 12, 2002.
And Mr. Colon. There it is. Okay, I've got one warrant signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for 5 counts of burglary of a conveyance and 1 count of attempted burglary of a conveyance. All this is. That's everything. Okay. And state any history. I'm guessing not.
Your Honor, there is no history, but I did speak with Assistant State Attorney Candace Preston this morning. I know that there are 2 juvenile co-defendants. Mr. Colon is one of them. We are asking that the bonds remain where they are. I know that there's no history, but given the fact that they were armed during the incident, and my understanding is the gun still has yet to be recovered.
Okay. Well, hang on, because that's not out. Because I have 18 CF. I have 18 CF 2371, which is a warrant with all these conveyance burglaries. Someone has attached for me a copy of a juvenile case, and that's because this is where it came from.
Yes.
Okay. This says 1 count of armed burglary and 5 counts of burglary of a conveyance.
However,
Are any of these armed burglaries?
I didn't see one. One was $25,000. The other one's for 5. But
Oh, it is. It is. Number 1 is burglary of a conveyance while armed, and generally the allegation, I'm guessing, is that the gun was in the car when they got there. Is that right? That kind of armed burglary?
I'm not 100% sure, Your Honor. I just was told that it was armed and the gun has yet to be recovered.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Your Honor, if I may.
Just legal section.
Your Honor, if I may. the number of counts, it was one continuous spree, so to speak. It wasn't, separate incidents. In all candor, just was recently retained. I was looking, I didn't see any gun allegations, however.
It is in
State
the count
attorney, I
one
believe
there.
it was in there. Your Honor, he has no criminal history. His mother is here and has stated that she could be a, quote, jail for her son. Your Honor, we would ask that the bond be lowered and that he be released to her custody. And again, given the lack of history, there is a co-defendant. I think I don't want to opine on what's going to happen, but I think we're going to find that Mr. Cologne.
All right, young man, I have an address for you on Hemlock Street in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you lived there?
Since I was 6, so about 10 years.
Okay, and were you still in school?
Yes, sir.
Where were you going to school?
Central High School.
What kind of grades were you getting?
They weren't the best here, so.
Okay. Were you on track to graduate, you think?
I was a little behind, but they were going to put me on the 18 credit program so I could graduate on time.
Okay.
Your Honor, I believe he's been in a couple of weeks. He was up in Ocala.
I think you've got part of that 21 days along the way here, I'm guessing. Okay. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to reference the warrant since that on the count 1, which is the burglary while armed, I'll set the bond at $5,000. Count 2 is burglary of a conveyance. I'll set that at $1,000. Count 3 is attempted burglary. Count 4 is burglary. 5 is burglary, and 6 is attempted. I'm going to set each of those at $1,000. That's going to be a total of $11,000. And all of that coming back then on the 21st of December.
Your Honor, math wasn't completely my strong point. 6 counts, correct, sir?
6.
5, and then the rest ones, that's 10.
That's 10. You're right.
Can I get that in writing so I
Total
can
is
give it to
10.
my wife?
That's why we became lawyers.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
One tax season accounting. I'm like, thank you, Judge. That concludes my visit for the court.
Have a good day. And Carmen Torres. Good morning, Ms. Torres. What's your date of birth?
Buenos días, señorita Torres. ¿Cuál es su fecha de nacimiento?
Mes 7/17 de 36.
The 7th month, 17th of 36.
And you have a charge of battery being domestic in nature.
Señorita, usted tiene una acusación de agresión violenta siendo doméstica en naturaleza.
There's probable cause for that charge.
Hay suficientes indicios para ese cargo.
As to that charge, would you like to represent yourself? Can I hire a private lawyer? Or would you like the public defender?
Referente a ese cargo, ¿usted se va a representar a usted misma? ¿Quiere que se le asigne un defensor de oficio o va a contratar a un abogado particular?
Un defensor de oficio.
A public defender.
I will appoint the public defender.
Se le nombra el defensor de oficio.
And state, is there any history?
No, Your Honor.
¿Y hay alguna fiscalía, hay antecedentes? No, su señoría.
And Ms. Torres, I have an address for you on Oak Crest Circle in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Señorita Torres, su dirección la tengo como Oak Crest Circle en Brooksville. ¿Ahí es donde usted vive?
Sí,
How long
Yes.
have you lived there?
¿Hace cuánto tiempo vive ahí?
como 27 o van a ser 30.
Some, maybe 27. It's going to be 30.
Okay. And does Mr. Jimenez live there with you?
¿Y el señor Jiménez vive ahí con usted?
Sí, yo lo tuve que traer a la casa porque no tenía donde vivir.
Yes, I had to bring him home because he didn't have a place to live.
Are you working these days, ma'am?
¿Usted está empleada o trabaja?
No. Se llama de casa.
No, I'm a housewife.
Who else lives in the home with you and Nelson?
¿Quién más vive en la casa con usted y Nelson?
Más nadie.
No one else.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to set your bond at $10.
Señora, le voy a fijar fianza en $10.
However, condition of the bond is that you'll have no contact with Nelson while this case is pending.
Pero las condiciones de la fianza es que usted va a tener ninguna comunicación o contacto con Nelson mientras este caso esté pendiente.
And that means no contact of any kind. You don't call him, you don't write him.
Y eso significa ningún contacto, comunicación de ningún tipo. Usted no lo llama ni le escribe.
And if he stays in your house, you'll have to find someplace else to stay until we get this case resolved.
Y si él se queda en su casa, entonces usted va a tener que encontrar otro sitio en donde vivir hasta que este caso se resuelva.
But if he goes someplace else, then you can go back home.
Pero si él se va a otro sitio, entonces usted puede regresar a su hogar.
If he does stay there, you can go by the house to collect your clothes and your things for whatever you need for wherever you're going to stay.
Si él se queda en la casa, usted puede regresar a la casa una vez para recoger sus pertenencias y sus cosas para cualquier sitio a donde usted se vaya a ir.
But to do that, you have to contact the sheriff's office first, and then they would meet you there with a deputy who will stand by while you get your things and get going where you're going.
Pero si va a hacer eso, primero usted tiene que comunicarse con la oficina del sheriff, de los alguaciles, para que un policía la acompañe a la casa y en lo que usted saca sus cosas y se prepara a ir a donde usted vaya a ir.
I'm also required to hold you at the jail today up until 4 p.m.
También se me requiere que yo la detenga en la cárcel hasta las 4 de la tarde hoy.
So that if Nelson wanted to serve you with a civil injunction for protection against domestic violence, we'd know where to find you.
Por si acaso Nelson quisiera presentar una petición de orden de protección o de alejamiento en contra suya, sepamos dónde encontrarla.
I'll have you back in court on the 21st of December.
Y estará de regreso ante el tribunal el 21 de diciembre.
And it's very, very important that you contact the public defender's office when you get out of jail.
Y es muy importante que usted se comunique con la oficina de los defensores de oficio cuando salga de la cárcel.
Very good. Thank you, ma'am.
Es todo. Gracias, señora.
Yo quería pedirle algo.
I wanted to ask him something.
Yes.
What court date was that now?
12/21.
¿Cuál fue la
If you have
fecha?
questions, go ahead.
El 21 de diciembre. Ella tiene una pregunta, prosiga.
Tengo miedo por la gente. Nelson está bien malo de la mente y ha amenazado.
I'm
a
afraid.
matar gente.
I'm afraid for people. Nelson's mind is not doing very well, and he's threatened.
Well, you shouldn't have any contact with Nelson anymore, so that shouldn't be a problem. But there's nothing else I can do about that today.
Bueno, usted no se supone que usted no tenga ningún contacto o comunicación con Nelson por ahora, así que eso no sería ningún problema, pero no hay nada más que yo pueda hacer hoy.
Thank you, Ms. Torres.
Gracias, señorita Torres.
Killian Johnson.
Just my information, when we go to one o'clock for arraignments, is the whole going to be still at 4?
Yep.
Same thing, okay. Well, short their time.
Ms. Johnson, what's your date of birth?
11/13/1974.
We have two charges this morning. I've got a battery being domestic in nature and a possession of methamphetamine. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Yes, sir.
I'll appoint the PD state.
Your Honor, there was an action dropped in 2009 for child abuse without causing great bodily harm on Hernando, probation violation on Hernando 2008, guilty disposition 2008, DUI with one prior conviction, guilty disposition 2004, driving while license suspended out of citrus, DUI on Hernando 2004, I'm not showing a disposition, but I'm assuming that would have been the prior, a PTI for domestic battery in 2003 out of Hernando, and action was dismissed in 2002 for battery out of Hernando, and that's all I'm showing you.
And Ms. Johnson, I have an address for you on Hale Avenue here in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been here?
Last night.
Say it again?
Oh, you mean in Brooksville?
Yep.
Oh, since 1994, sir.
Okay. You have a job these days?
No, sir. It's side jobs.
All right. And do you live with your sister?
With my mother. My sister just came over here, got Baker active. Now I'm falling into her habit, and I just,
Okay. So Lisa doesn't live on Hale Avenue?
you know, she just came over here because she got arrested.
Okay.
Baker
Okay.
active.
Okay.
Sir, I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. So here's what we'll do on the methamphetamine. I'm gonna leave the bond at the $2,000. That case is coming back on December 21st. On the battery, I will set the bond at $500. Condition of that bond is that you have no contact with Lisa. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message. You don't contact her through any social media. You don't contact her through a third person. You don't go where she lives. You don't go where she works. You don't have any contact of any kind. Any way that you might imagine contacting her, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out about it, your bond can be revoked and you can be held without bond until the charges are resolved. It means no contact even if she wants the contact. So if you answer your phone and hear her voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see her, you should turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that she cannot drop the charges against you. That's not a decision she gets to make. She might go to the state attorney's office and ask them to drop the charges. She may tell them she's not interested in pursuing this case. But that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney handling your case. So unless that person or the judge on your case tells you the charges are dropped, you should assume they are not dropped and you should not have contact. In addition, I have to hold you today up until 4 p.m. so that if she wanted to serve you with a civil injunction for protection against domestic violence, we'd know where to find you. She'll get the civil injunction. It's doubly important that you not have contact because in that case, not only could you get your bond revoked here, but you could get new charges for violating the injunction. I'm going to have you back on that one. Also on the 21st, when you get out, very important that you contact the public defender's office right away, okay? Thank you. You got Mr. Reed there? All right. Todd Reed?
Are they both going to felony court, Judge?
Nope.
You separated.
I didn't. I didn't separate them. It came in that way.
How you doing this morning?
Pretty good, Mr. Reed. Raise your right hand for me. Solemnly swear firm, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
What's your date of birth, Todd?
7/24/1988.
Todd, you were here this morning on a warrant signed by Judge Angelitis. He found probable cause for 2 charges of felony driving on a suspended license and leaving the scene of an accident. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself, you want to hire private counsel, would you like the public defender?
Public defender. And, Your Honor, can I ask a question real quick?
You sure can.
I already had a first appearance on this.
Not on this one. You might have had it on a misdemeanor, and now they're bumping it up.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And that's why you're getting rearrested. Okay, so hang on a second. So state the open case, 1911, so that predates this by a lot.
My understanding is that arrest, according to his history, was September 5th
Right.
of 2018.
Right, and then this is November, and then you guys just upmanded him, right?
That's apparently my understanding.
Okay. And Clerk Frenzy, was he still out on bond on the earlier case?
On the 1911.
Yeah.
It was forfeited on November 2nd.
So when you showed up at first appearance originally, we RCO.
Okay.
You've been in jail for a while then now, right?
Since the 4th.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so that's already done. Okay. All right. So what I'll do, Todd, is I'll leave the bonds on this per the warrant, which are $2,000 and $500 respectively. I'll appoint the public defender, and then we'll send this to court this morning because I understand you have court on the other case today, so your cases will go together. You got the PD on both of them, and they'll start getting them resolved for you. Okay.
All right.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Rachel Perez. Hello, Ms. Perez, what's your date of birth?
Morning, sir. 13181.
Rachel, you're hearing a warrant signed by Judge Toner. Apparently you failed to appear in court on a charge of grand theft. As to that charge, you're representing yourself. You got private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, sir. Actually, there's public defender reporting on that case already.
Okay, well, we have to reappoint him when there's an FTA, so that's why I asked.
Okay. Can I speak, sir, to you?
Sure.
I came in actually that afternoon, which was yesterday. I had court in the morning. I arrived with my bondsman at approximately like 12:45. I had been detained at a job site that morning, and there should be a reference number with the sheriff's department. I was in the back of a police car for about 2 hours. We were doing a job on a property, and someone called the police, thought we were trespassing.
Right.
So it took them a couple hours to clear it up, and that I made it to court as soon as I could.
Right. And Rachel, I personally am not unsympathetic to your plight. However, you're not appearing in front of me on your case. You're appearing in front of Judge Toner, and this is standard operational procedure in Judge Toner's court. So there's not a lot we can do about it. Frankly, you're fortunate because you set a bond as opposed to no bond, which happens fairly frequently as well. So what I'm going to do is leave the bond for the warrant, which is the $8,000. Reappointed the public defender, and you'll be back on this on the 17th of December. Looks like they told you the 21st. You'll be back on the 17th. And contact the PD as soon as you get out, right?
Okay, so I don't understand. So this revokes my bond on my other charges? I mean,
No, what happened is he would have disputed the bond on this charge, which was a grand theft, and set a new bond of $8,000 because you, in his mind, failed to appear in court. And I'm not going to get into that with you because it's a long discussion, and I don't want to have it right now. So the point is, when you weren't there at the appointed hour, he revoked your bond and gave you a new bond of $8,000. I don't know what your old bond was. I suspect it was $4,000. So now your new bond is $8,000. You'll have to post bond on this again to get out, okay?
all right.
All right, thank you. Scott Edwards? Want to start with your date of birth?
1582.
Scott, I have 4 charges this morning: possession of methamphetamine, possession of controlled substance, possession of drug paraphernalia, and driving on a suspended license. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'll point to PD, Steve.
Your Honor, it's my understanding that he is on PTI on 2018 CF 1663. We have asked for that to be returned, and that was for uttering false banknotes.
Okay.
There's an action that was dropped in 2017 for battery. Does appear to have some out-of-state history. A conviction for driving while license suspended. An action was dismissed for open container. Appears to be a conviction for DUI in 2015. A conviction for DUI in 2008. An action was dropped for possession of controlled substance, possession of cannabis, appears to be 2008, disturbing the peace conviction in 2008, assault and battery appears to be dismissed in 2008, another assault and battery appears to be I'm not sure if that's a conviction, Your Honor, in 2003. There does appear to be a little bit more. Maybe a driving while license suspended in 2003. And again, just some of these histories, conviction for driving while license suspended in 2002, and that's what I'm showing, Your Honor.
Okay. Scott, I've got an address for you on Trumbull Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you lived there?
About 2 months.
Okay. How long have you lived in Hernando County?
3 years.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
Work for myself doing side jobs.
Okay.
I'm paying apartment complexes right now.
Okay. All right. I'll set your bond at $1,000 on each count. That's a total of $4,000. I'll have you back in court on the 26th of December, right? That's what you wanted?
Yes, Your Honor, that is the
26th of December. Make sure that you contact the public defender as soon as you get out, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Logan LaRose. Morning, Logan. What's your date of birth?
May 2nd, 2002.
Logan, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for one count of burglary of a conveyance while armed, burglary of a conveyance, attempted burglary of a conveyance, 2 more counts of burglary of a conveyance, and 1 more of attempted burglary. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire a private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State any history on Logan.
No, Your Honor, and I believe it is his parents
I guess.
that
Yeah.
are
Come forward.
present.
Yeah, come
Again, the state would, this is the co-defendant on
It's the
Mr.
same case, right?
Yes, so the state would make the same argument as
Right.
far as the bonds are concerned.
Raise your hand for me, sir. Solemnly swear to affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
State your name.
Eric. Eric LaRose.
All right. And you're Logan's dad?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Mr. LaRose, what can you tell me?
The other 2 defendants have been charged in this. Both bonds were reduced. One was reduced to $3,500. He was an 18-year-old. That was in this case also. He was an adult, charged as an adult. The other one, Mark Malone, was just released on an $11,000 bond.
Right.
He's in school. I would just ask that his bond be reduced.
Okay. How's he doing in school?
He's doing fair.
Okay.
He could be doing better.
Well, there you go. On track to graduate, probably?
If he continues doing better, yes, he would be on track to graduate.
Okay. And you want him home?
I want him home, of course.
Okay. All right. And Logan, where do you go to school?
Central Line.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing I did with Mr. Colon before. It's $5,000 on the armed burglary, $1,000 on each of the other charges. That's a total of $10,000 actually. We'll have him back in court on the 21st of December. And if you're able to bond him out, you can go now and make that happen, okay?
Okay, where's the courtroom, everything? We will be notified. Can I have some
Yeah, courtroom in BE, it's just up on the 4th floor. And I don't know that you'll get any notification from the jail, but if you work with a bondsman to get him out, the bondsman will have all the information and he'll keep you informed.
Okay, that right. I don't want to miss court.
No, absolutely not. And you don't want to be late in courtroom E, okay?
Yes, sir.
You want to not show up at 8:34.
Right,
If court is at 8:30, y'all want to be there at 8 o'clock, waiting for the door to open.
I run my own business. I'm always early.
All right, very good. Thanks, folks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yep. Jared Mingo. Want to start with your date of birth?
Also 28, 9 man.
All right. Jared, this is a probable cause arrest for violation of probation. There is probable cause for the VOP. Looks like you were originally sentenced in Hillsborough County. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the bond will be no bond. We'll notify the folks in Hillsborough County right away that you're here and ready to go. I'll give them 5 days to come get you. If for some strange reason you're still here in 5 days, they'll bring you back to see me, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Richard Zinsmeister?
And Your Honor, Mr. Mingo, I believe, does have an open case here. I'm showing a grand theft charge from 11/24.
They won't release him.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Zinsmeister, what's your date of birth?
7/29/77.
You are here on a warrant that was signed by Judge Eineman. Judge Eineman found probable cause for 2 counts, trespass and driving on a suspended license. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself, you want to hire a private counsel, would you like the public defender?
Over to me.
Appoint the PD, state.
Showing a failure to appear on Fernando in 2016, guilty disposition, driving while license suspended 2 or more priors in 2016 out of Fernando. Guilty disposition for keeping a place and selling controlled substances, possession of short-barreled shotgun, possession of fire ammunition, possession of scheduled for methamphetamine with intent, sale of methamphetamine, those are all 2013 out of Fernando. Guilty disposition, driving while license suspended HTO 2012 out of Sumter. I'm sorry, that was 2013 out of Sumter. Probation violation out of Pasco County 2011. Probation violation out of Hernando County 2010. Another probation violation out of Pasco in 2010. Looks to be sale of narcotics in 2009 out of Hernando County, but I'm not showing a disposition. Another probation violation out of Sumter in 2009. Guilty disposition, obtaining a controlled substance by fraud in 2008 out of Hernando. Another probation out of Sumter in 2008. Another probation violation out of Sumter in 2002. A guilty disposition 2002, possession of paraphernalia, possession of cannabis.
That's probably enough for these terms. Thanks. Richard, I got an address for you on Townsend Boulevard in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
30 years.
You have a job these days?
Yes, sir.
Is that a yes?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
Mechanic.
Okay. Richard, I'm going to leave your bond for the warrant, which is $500 on the trespass and $2,500 on the driving. That's a total of $3,000. You'll be back in court on the 21st of December. Very important that you see the PD if you get out. Do you have a question, Richard?
Yes, sir. Where did I trespass from? I'm not understanding the trespass. Is it
The trespass says that
my home address? 27181?
27171, the property of Larry
Yeah.
Wilson.
Yeah, that's kind of hard to do. That's my address. That's where I live.
Okay, well,
How did I trespass?
I got a circuit judge signed a warrant, so you'll have to deal with that in court, okay?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Anything else for me, Jim?